So I've had this giant metal bin dropped at the farm so I can be filling it with all the scrap metal I've got lying around. I'm going to try and use all that money to rent a digger to start building the castle. We've got just a little bit of aluminium left to throw in and we're ready to go to the scrap man in the morning. He should be coming over fairly early. Got to shut the back door because otherwise it's going to start falling out as I'm filling it up. We've got a bit of a reverse Jenga going on. So these big bins have this weird locking mechanism. So we quickly got everything in ready this morning. Ash is here now from CB Pugh.
Oh, Charlie! No!
We're about to load it up and go and see how much it all weighs.
Hook it up, get to the yard, and then we'll separate it all at the yard. Because everyone was saying, don't mix it together, but it's going to get separated. How much Ali's on the back?
It's about here, angled up. Maybe 200 to 300 in steel and 300 to 600 in aluminium. So about 800, 850.
Well, I would say there's about 5.5 ton in the skip overall weight. What's the price?
I was going to go around 800 quid, but I can't go that close. So I'm going to go 850, 900. And if I win, I want one of these pigs.
Charlie managed to get in here fine, even though it's really, really tight for a big 8-wheeler truck like that. Best driver in the Northwest.
You got Ali stuck on the top. Ali! Hey, lift it up.
Quick, I've missed one. We've got to chop it up and take it in the van. The grinder wasn't cutting this very well, so I'm going to chop it with an axe. There we go. Work done. Whoa!
You're a strong man.
I'm a strong man! You okay? It's going. Can you get underneath it to give it a proper shoulder? Ready? I think if you go right on the tip, you might do that.
No, the tip.
Done. So we've made it. It's time to see what juice we get for this. Just gonna weigh all the bigger stuff first. Try and get the most bang for the buck.
The scale can hold 50 tonne, it can weigh up to 50 tonnes. The legal limit on an Arctic is 44 tonnes. On the wagon that's coming in, R1, the 8-wheeler, that's 32 tonnes. So, it depends on the size of the truck, but the actual physical bridge goes up to 44 tonnes in total, 44,000 kilos. That will be including the wagon. So let's say you brought in, a wagon came in fully loaded with dry bright, so it depends on the tear, you're going to be looking at about 24 tonnes of dry bright. And 24 tonne of dry bright on today's value is £160,000. That tub of lead, over £1,000, 1,200 quid, just that one bin. 200 quid just on a pallet, and it's just money floating around all day.
Just got the 53 kg on all the looms from the double-decker bus. Good start.
And that's turning after, 6 kilo.
Nice.
What he'll do is try and grab that out and leave the steel in there, because if we tipped it up, all the steel will come out as well. We've been doing 160 tonne a day, so what comes in is going to go out. So we've got scrap movements of around 300 to 320 tonne a day. That includes some material that we buy but doesn't touch the yard. Some of the material we'll buy from somewhere, we'll run it straight into somewhere else so it doesn't have to touch the yard, which is great. You've left the sink in, you can weigh that sink over there. If you can get it out. The weight on the bridge again when it's empty, and then that's it. So you've got the start weight of the alley, end weight of the alley, which is then the start weight of the steel, and then obviously now the end weight of the steel. You get paid on all the price differences of the weight in between. Done. What was it you were expecting or hoping for out of that over there?
So I thought maybe 300 to 500 kg of aluminium and about 2.5 ton tops of steel.
We'll print it off and we'll do a reveal.
Just weighed everything in. Forgot to include all the copper cable and stuff.
We've done 2 different tickets. So we've done one for the van that these guys came over in, which I think was forgotten to be mentioned at the beginning. Yeah. And we've done one for the 8-wheeler, which is one that you did see. So the guesses were, what was it, 500 quid, 750 quid, and 900 quid. Yeah. The 8-wheeler came to 1,108.
Very nice.
Which was 760 kilo of alley, so a lot, almost double what you thought.
Well over what I thought.
And 1.7 ton of steel.
Oh, nice. So half of the steel that I thought was twice the alley. So
which I'd take that one all day long. And then on the little van was 290.
Nice.
So in total, what?
Just under 14.
Best part of 1,400 quid.
Yeah. Not a bad day. Not a bad day.
And I think we can have a look around the yard as well.
Yeah. So we're just going to have a little look around the yard now, talk a bit about scrap metal.
This is profile, which is, I mean, on this pile here, you're probably looking at 75 ton just on its own. And we cut that down to 18 inch on the diagonal for UK foundries. Although UK foundries are dying off quite quickly.
What, they just dump this straight in to that?
Yeah, so they'll put this into the melt. Real heavy, real dense. One of the best scraps, steel scraps that you'll get. Bit of processing involved. I mean, that's what? That's 10 key.
Yeah, gotta
just
be.
on its own. And then you've got all that.
Massive. It's a deceptive amount, really.
Yes.
Because I'm used to sort of like weights of stone and stuff as well. And a big pile like this would probably only be like 3 loads, which is what, 60 ton or something.
Yeah.
So it's a deceptive amount.
Yeah. It's, I mean, that row bin there holds about 60 ton of short when it's cut.
What is that fine to be fully loaded like that on the road?
No. So if that 8-wheeler, that bin went out, the most that could probably take is about 16 ton. So if you were moving profile like this in there, it would just be a small little layer across the bottom.
You get people try and fill things up and.
No, not particularly. Not like that. A lot of the door trade don't particularly get material like this. Right. Comes straight from the works.
So is this their own lorries bringing it?
Yes. Oh, we'll go and collect. We'll go and collect most of this. So this is a magnet. To be honest, next time this breaks, we're cutting it up.
Oh, are you?
Yeah. We're looking at the costs. I mean, people say about the cost of, we should be paying more for material and scrap's worth a lot more. So on the last 2 years for this machine, granted it is an old machine, we've spent on average about £13,000 a year just on maintaining it.
Just keeping it going.
And it's at the point where £1,000 a month is a lot of scrap.
How old is it?
Do you know what? Real good question. There's a plate on it somewhere. Good question. I think it's early 90s, I think.
So it's done its time.
Yeah, it has. On the new grab, we have got a magnet attachment, and the generator on there, so we can grab the magnet, plug it in, and we can use that as a magnet. So really, it's nice having this as a separate full-time magnet. But the issue is when you're spending £1,000 a month on fixing it, it's not worth it.
And I guess the downtime.
Yes,
all that
and the space. Yeah. I mean, we're not the biggest of yards. Don't get me wrong. We've got space, but it's premium, and this takes up space we could be using. Yeah. This one's about 20, 26, 28 ton. This will be. If you were picking up a nice flat piece of steel like what you were seeing over there, you'd probably pick up about 6 ton. Wow. Fairly easy if it had a nice grip on that plate. If you're picking up mixed random bits, a couple of ton. But as one big nice place as a magnet, it will lift about 6 ton. A lot of work around the Midlands, that steel work wise and foundry wise in around this area. That's why it's called the Black Country, because of the smoke from the furnaces. All that, a lot of that's long gone, but there is still a lot of industry around it. UPVC is one that we're doing a lot of at the moment. This was clear this morning, and we've probably got sat there 4 ton already.
Is this mostly coming from window fitters and stuff?
And the door trade. So the guys that go and do the streets collecting scrap. A couple of years ago, when they got a little bit quiet, we moved into this side of things as well to try and help them be able to make more money. Because I find that's our job, is making them money. and in turn we make money as well. We buy the UPVC, but we don't buy the glass. We take the glass because we have got a local, it's called a cullet merchant, which is a glass merchant. They take the glass off us free of charge.
Do you know what the glass gets recycled to?
Yeah, more glass.
I suppose, yeah.
Things like that they're just lying around. We tell a lot of our door trade to pull out the circuit boards and things like that. I mean, on those, you're probably looking at about £4 or £5 a kilo. This one maybe could be a bit better for that grade, I guess. But they're lying around, and we try and get people to separate the material, weigh it in with us. We'll pay them more. That's not a problem, because we then go and sell it on. They make more money, and if we make them more money, then obviously they're going to carry on using us.
We'll just go have a little look at the actual steel from the farm going in the bin now, because this is the main bit of the operation. Constant loads of steel going out all day.
So you guys bring it in, and as soon as it comes in, we try, get it straight back out onto a bulk car like this. If you look, this bit going on now is your material.
So we've made a fair bit more money than expected today, mostly because we had way more aluminium than before, but quite a bit of extra copper came in as well. It was really nice to have a good tour of the actual scrapyard. Very interesting to see how it's all done, as I'm sure most of you who have watched this video all the way through feel the same. It's an unusual topic, isn't it? No doubt I'll be needing to go to the scrap man again in future, so yeah, good to know I've got one local that's good.